Welcome into JacksonSun.com. This week's edition of the Scorers Table, where we preview local high school basketball games of interest in the upcoming few days, mainly the weekend, but a couple of days after that. I'm Sun Sports Editor Brandon Shields. He's our local high school sports writer, Michael Odom. And Michael, typically Friday is the biggest night of the week for basketball, and just kind of what are some of the big games this week, particularly going on Friday night?
There's not really too many big ones in Jackson, but there are quite a few in the surrounding counties. You've got to look at Odom County at Westview girls, along with Riverside at Scotts Hill girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that Riverside Scotts Hill. I remember Riverside made a run in the district tournament last year, and Scotts Hill's been to Murfreesboro in the last couple of years. I know Middleton's kind of the team that's kind of leading that district, but does it look like that whoever comes out of this game could challenge for that first spot?
Riverside is the only undefeated in that district. They're 4-0 in district, but you look at their record and they're 8-9. Mm-hmm. They've played inconsistent at times. I know that talking to people around Riverside, they're missing that floor leader. Their floor leader graduated last year, and they've kind of been without a floor leader. They beat Scotts Hill at home earlier this season, so being able to go on the road and beat Scotts Hill, this would put them back at 500. This would put them 9-9 on the season, put them 5-0 in the district. But like you said, they still have to play Middleton twice because their game earlier, the first matchup between Middleton and Riverside was postponed due to that cold weather.
Sure.
This is going to be a big one. If Riverside can pull out a win at Scotts Hill, I think they've got a chance to win the district.
All right, then moving on to Saturday, going to be a pretty big game within Jackson, but it's not a district matchup, but it's always fun to watch USJ and TCA meet in any game, whether it's basketball, football, or tiddlywinks.
The girls' game last time went double overtime, and that was at USJ. TCA played a really good game. Now it's at TCA. Can TCA keep it together and make a run and try and beat USJ, their rival? TCA's had some hard games recently in their district, playing that very tough 15A. USJ is coming off three wins last week, St. George's, Madison, and Sacred Heart on Tuesday. So, USJ is definitely building momentum. They're looking to be the top in their district, but here's going to be TCA looking to try and pull the upset.
Sure. And then on Tuesday, going to be a few big boys basketball games around the area, but two of the biggest are in 15AA.
Yeah, 15AA, they didn't start their district schedule until after Christmas, so they've still got a lot to be determined. Some of these, like 13A, they already got 8-9 games played in districts, sure. so it's kind of starting to shake out who's going to be where. But these just started. You've got Covington at Liberty and Ripley and Haywood. Those are two very big boys games, not only in the district but in the area. Ripley and Haywood are the two undefeateds at the moment in the district. They'll meet now at Haywood. Haywood is ranked number 2 in the state, probably the favorite in the game, but Ripley's coached by Lonnie Starks, who's coached at Dyer County, coached at JCM, a very good coach, and he's going to have his kids ready to go into Haywood and try and pull the upset. You look at the other, Liberty opened the district with a loss to Haywood, but this week they've gotten wins over JCM, got a win over Northside, both very close, but both ones that Liberty kind of needed both of those wins because they were well below 500, and this has gotten them closer to 500 on the season. But now Covington, we all know Covington last year was one of the top teams in the state until they were found to have an illegal player and had to forfeit those games. So these are two very big games in 15AA.
Liberty's record, I think we may have even talked last week about this, just they had a tough record or a tough schedule up to this point. Are they better than their record indicates?
This isn't the Liberty team of years past. This is not like the state championship caliber with the
Kendall
twin
Walker.
Kendall Walker's on it this year with Kendall Anthony, mm-hmm. And then a couple years ago when they had the Long twins, Juwan and Antoine. It's not, but this is still a good Liberty team. You got to think early on they played Southside twice, and they played 3 quality opponents out of state. They played a tough Poplar Bluff Christmas tournament. Mm-hmm. So they've taken some losses, but they're a lot better than what their record indicates.
Okay. All right, well, what game are you covering Friday?
Friday, I'll be at Riverside at Scottsdale. Like to go see what Riverside's got to show us.
All right, and then you can follow him on Twitter at JS Ryder Michael for regular updates from that game. Are you going to be at TCA Saturday as well?
I'll be at TCA Saturday. Looking forward to seeing what USJ and TCA, a big city rivalry.
All right. Well, you can also follow him for regular updates from that game as well. Also, he's good about getting scores from around the area and getting those out. We'll also have video from different games around Jackson and maybe some close by areas on Friday and every Tuesday as well on jacksonsun.com. But thanks for reading. Thanks for following and watching and keeping up with local sports and trusting the Jackson Sun as your #1 source for news and local sports in West Tennessee.